skills make you rich, not the theories. So, good afternoon, everyone. And I am reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, written by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki was in is born in Hawaii, and he he wrote over 25 books in the series of Rich Dad Poor Dad. And the particular series of Rich Dad Poor Dad was translated over 51 languages and sold over 41 million copies worldwide. And the book tells about his childhood, the things he been gone through, and the Robert Kiyosaki is an investor and a financial expert, and he's also a motivational speaker. And that's it about the author. And coming to the book, the Rich Dad Poor Dad starts from his childhood. The story starts from his childhood. So since he was a child, he was dreaming about growing to be rich. So his friends where the school he studied, all of the students studied with him was rich. So they had many things new. So he wanted such things. So he wanted to be rich. So throughout the book, he explains about the two dads, that is the rich dad and the poor dad. The poor dad is father of Robert himself, and the rich dad is the father of his friend Mark. So the poor dad here refers to his real dad, who had a very good education, and he had a PhD although. And the rich dad here refers to as I told, his father of his friend Mark, and he never finished his 8th grade. So he was educationally somewhat kind of illiterate, and he was a successful businessman in Hawaii. So although they had different kind of education, one is very well educated and one is not, both earned a substantial income and looked after their family very well. So in this, the book is like the advices of both the fathers, like the real dad also given advices to Robert, and the rich dad, and both the dads given advices about him. So the main thing of the book is the financial education or the financial advices given by both of the fathers to Robert. And the Robert worked hard to understand the differences between those two advices given by those two fathers. So the rich dad used to say that the rich are rich because they have kids, but the poor dad used to believe that they are poor because they have kids. So that's the difference of opinion between the two fathers. And Robert used to listen to his rich dad's advices on the financial lessons, that how he conveyed the idea of being rich. So the poor dad, the next point is that poor dad believed that money is the root cause of all evil. Money is the root cause of all evil. But the rich dad believed that not having enough money is the root cause of all evil. So if he explains about that, is like when the poor dad sees something expensive, some expensive stuff, with Robert, then he used to say that we can't afford it, we can't afford that, or that particular thing is unattainable with my income, like that he used to explain. But the rich dad used to explain like that, if he used to evaluate that thing, he used to evaluate the particular thing, like how much does this cost, and what is the use of that particular thing, and like that he used to evaluate. Then if there is some kind of necessity of that particular thing, then he used to think like how can we afford that. Even if he can't afford at that particular point, he used to think like how can we afford that thing. So the reason or the explanation for this given by the rich dad is, if we think like we can't afford that, or that is the thing is unattainable, then gradually our mental ability and the thought process will stop working. So if we think like how can we afford that, such kind of when we think in a such manner, then our thought process, our mental ability and thinking ability will gradually will change in a positive manner, and that will, as a result, that will give some good changes in our life. So the next advice given by the poor dad is, the poor dad insisted not to go behind money. in the sense, such in a greedy sense. So the rich dad told that used to take such in to not to go behind money, but have to in, generate income, but that is like to buy a company so that money works for him. So to invest him in a company and start a company, then the gradually the company will get back into in the as the form of money. So that's it. And so the poor dad insisted robotic Kiyosaki to avoid risk and to have a safe gameplay throughout the life. So the rich dad has an interesting opinion. So he used to tell robot like face the challenges and to take risk. So he believed that the risks are part of life. So manage how to face such situations and to tackle such situations. So that is said by the rich dad. And the next is about the education. Both had similar idea, kind of similar idea, but not same. The poor dad wanted robot to get education, but to get a job, get a degree, and get settled. The cliche thing we used to have here from our home. But the rich dad insisted to study and to get a degree and to establish a company or something like that, and to gain the financial knowledge with that education, and then think of doing things independently, and think of giving employment to others, and think of something different, that thinking out of the box, that he used to insist to robot. And the robot, as that said, when he started, as he said, the robot agreed to the rich dad principles, and he had implemented and executed throughout his life, and as a result he became one of the richest man in the Hawaii. So the things I like about this book is the author kept it simple, and we can see many basic simple diagrams throughout the book, and which tells about the cash flow through the people's life. So the author categorized the people as three categories, like rich, middle, and poor. So he explains how the riches are still become, or they sustain as rich, and why middle and poor class people does not come up. So they are being middle and poor as always. So he explains about that like that, and he explains that the things we collect as assets and liabilities. So according to the author, the assets are the things which get money into your pocket, and which generate income to you, and the liabilities are those which take away money from your pocket. So he explains such core financial lessons throughout his life. And to sum up, the things I liked about is, as I said, it was simple, and the robot Kiyosaki explains how the short and simple maths calculations made him rich. So I recommend all of you to read that book. That will be many eye opener to many of them. Thank you.